one of the reasons we all volunteer here is not just because we want to support Oxfam, but also because we like working with books. And I suppose you need to begin a story by, I don't know, drawing people in from the very first sentence, striking opening words, striking opening paragraph.
Because my idea was Once Upon a Time, and you're saying that might be...
Once Upon a Time is the classic way of starting.
So that's a good way, that's an okay way.
Yep. Or books, or that's the way all fairy tales start. That's the way. There's a reason for that. It's because it draws people in.
When I was at school, my teacher always said about ending a story that the real cop-out ending of a story is, and he woke up and it was just a dream. Now, what's your thoughts on that one?
I think the classic one is either ... or they lived happily ever after.
I'd forgotten about they lived happily ever after.
Yeah.
In your experience of working in the shop, what sort of stories tend to sell the most? What sort of genres of books and what have you?
I'm sorry to say this, but Dan Brown whizzes in and out because he keeps pages turning, and he's awful, but he's good at being awful because every 3 pages there's a new chapter. So you despise yourself, but you have to keep on going because you think, oh, I want to see what happens next. This is awful, but I want to see what happens next.
And is he a favourite of yours?
No, he's dreadful, frankly.
Everybody I've ever spoke to about Dan Brown says exactly that. I've never met anybody who says, oh, the quality of his writing's extraordinary.
Well, the really funny thing is we rely entirely on donations here, but Dan Brown, he comes in, he goes out, and everyone comes in and says, here's my donation. There's always a couple of Dan Browns in there. So they've read it and thought, oh.
So what is your favourite book of yours?
Favourite book of mine? Well, one of my favourite books is it's a bit of a girly book. It's called I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith, and actually it's set in Suffolk. Wingfield is where it's set. She's the author of 101 Dalmatians, and she lived there for a while. It was filmed about 2-3 years ago.
On location, actually?
Actually, no, I think they filmed it in the Isle of Man, which is... because I remember looking at it and thinking, there aren't hills like that in Suffolk. But
I think what we need now... Should we call it the Suffolk Code? Would you like that?
Yeah, that's possible, yeah.
Maybe not with the anti-Dan Brown stance.
Could you say the first time, Once Upon a Time?
Once upon a time, there was a king and a queen and a princess.
Great, we're cracking on, Simon.
I'm going to introduce a twist. Like all good authors, we're going to talk to people in the street to find out what the next line is, but we're only going to tell them the line before.
Let the story begin.
Let it begin, yes, Matthew.
Let the story.
Yes, let's just get on and begin the story.
Your name is?
Diane Comish.
And you're at work volunteer for the Suffolk Wildlife Trust, and you're collecting money today.
Yes.
We've just started. We've got one line, and if it's okay by you, could you supply our second line? Once upon a time, there was a king, a queen, and a beautiful princess.
What happens next? That next line, please.
Creativity's not my thing.
What's your name?
Oh, Phyllis.
Are you making that up?
No.
How many times have I said, Matt, when you're engaging with people, you don't take the mick out of people's names? A lady just paused. It doesn't mean to say she's making up a false name.
Phyllis is a great name.
He's used to people making up false names when they talk to him, you see.
Sorry, that is my real name. Okay. Sorry.
And what's your name?
I'm Walna.
We're outside the cake shop. What are you doing?
Giving out samples of a fruit brioche.
Ooh, and that is?
It's basically like a cake loaf. It's full of fruit. It's got raisins, apricots in there as well.
Tasty?
It is. Do you want to try a piece?
Ooh. Very nice. Could you help us?
I can try.
That's really tasty. Oh, it's a bit of my tongue as well. Hang on, I'll need to finish this, otherwise
all right.
It won't make any sense. What we're doing is this. We're building up a story line by line using the People of Woodbridge. So I'm going to tell you what the previous line is. If you could supply the next line and the story will continue, that would be brilliant. So if you're up for that.
I'll try.
Oh! What's your name?
Pip.
Pip.
Pippa.
And you're related?
Yes, my partner, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I like his beard.
Oh, children are beginning to take notice now. It's getting near Christmas.
I listen to Suffolk quite a lot. I'm a truck driver, and whenever I'm in there, and that you had one programme on there where they were talking about beards and nicknames, and I actually rang in, and I get called Grizzly Adams, anything like that. And yeah, that's good. But I like your stage, man. That's enjoyable.
Once upon a time, not so very long ago, there was a king, a queen, and a beautiful princess.
And they're all walking through a beautiful palace.
And we see a princess.
On the main street of the thoroughfare.
The thoroughfare is a very busy place to be at the weekends, especially in Woodbridge.
Jack was surprised that the king and the queen and the princess are in Woodbridge. He was trying to shop at Woolworths, but Woolworths is gone.
So Jack tried somewhere else.
He tried in Stargazers.
And bought some flowers.
Take home to my beautiful wife.
Because I really needed to apologise for the terrible thing that I'd done. Because unbeknown to her, I'd robbed a bank and crashed our car into the local post office.
That'll teach her for having an affair with the bloke next door.
As he found out, and he was not very happy, and he rushed off in disgust.
His peanut shells were all broken and had fallen through the hole in his pocket.
He heard them crunch underfoot. Someone was following him.
It turned out to be a man on the way to a perfume shop.
Wearing a yellow dress and red high heel stilettos.
Made her feel very sexy.
She won the lottery.
And they all lived happily ever after.